my dear Cancer. This is a love and spirituality reading, a prediction for Taurus season, April 19 to May 20, 2020, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And this will be a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign, and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that one side is you, it can as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. So use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. If you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Aries season that is up, or you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that playlist contains. And I'll start shuffling your cards, and I used the Majestic Earth Tarot Storm and Wonder by HILDEGARD HINKEL. Okay, exciting. So, when I open your deck here, Cancer, I see the 4 of Stones and 9 of Trees. Oh my God, what have you been through? So this is showing a person that have survived kind of the tower, have been tested in every possible way, gone through a lot of challenges, and this is what was left, the foundation, the rock foundation, that the things that wasn't a house of cards. And also this is you, a little bit frozen at the time, but still standing tall, still being flourishing and like intact. But you are like this frozen flower or this frozen pine tree here, waiting for spring, waiting for something to come and wake you from your beauty sleep. But this beauty sleep by me can be a little bit bitterness, okay, like I'm never going to let them treat me like this again. So but it's very resilient. It's like a soldier coming home from war, survived, bruised, battered, some post-traumatic stress, but still standing tall, still intact. Okay, so, and we could see also there was a pillar standing in the other card. So you have your backbone left. That's all that matters. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the strength card together with 9 of Trees. So 9 of Trees is a very protective position. It's when we kind of hibernate and just survive, but it shows that underneath it all there's a smothering volcano of strength and passion that can be awoken to life again if just life conditions gets a little bit more to your advantage, a little bit more favorable, a little bit more life supporting. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. So it seems that there's still some kind of battle here, so the soldier is called home, but the battle isn't over. So I feel like it's a pause before it will begin again with new challenges. So take this time which you have right now, rest, recuperate, try to heal a little bit of your traumas by giving them attention, staying with them, roll out the red carpet to them, and do a lot of internal work. Write down the things that you think, the things that's repeating in your mind. Getting it to print will give it attention, and then you can move on. It's also giving attention to your pain, so staying with your pain, and eventually also cleaning up inside of you when you have stayed with your pain enough, so you can start to also raise your vibration eventually. But there's a lot of time needs to be put into actually going through the pain and getting the information from it. You can't just skip to and cleaning it out, because then you're not going to be in true harmony. You're just going to have put like a rug over the problem. So 6 elements, and we have the 2 of Stones with the 5 of Trees. So no rest for the wicked. Okay, it's still a long road ahead. It's still a lot of things that needs to happen before you are able to accomplish what you want to accomplish, specifically when it comes to relationships with other people, or matters where other people are involved and need to kind of perform or achieve something for this to have a good fallout. So, for example, in a love relationship, this would mean that maybe one person needs to give up their guns and face the love, okay? And in other situations, it might be someone doesn't want to acknowledge your talents or your know-how. So you need to put up with bullies or people not supporting you, things like that. But it's about not giving up, stay on track, don't lose sight of what it was that you wanted in the first place. So 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers. So I want my dear Cancers to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so just tuning in here for a few seconds to you and your situation in Taurus season, Cancer. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and we have the Chariot here, which is actually Cancer. So it says take control over your life, okay? Don't let anyone else control your life. You control your life. If things is holding you back, cut them out, move forward, okay? And this is the old bottom of the deck, and it's the beautiful elemental card of air. So it seems like you have had a great foundation for this new beginning of yours, and like an intellectual brainstorming that have been happening within you, where you have understood things from clearer perspective, which have made you very smart in certain situations. So I'll read this for you. A powerful storm gathers over a valley. Atmosphere and weather are changeable, sometimes gentle, sometimes forceful, correlating to the element. Air is mutable, reactive, and sensational. It is intellectual, generating strong ideas, beliefs, and discourse. This can lead to volatility and ideas worth fighting for. Thus, air can bring strife and struggle, as well as conviction and courage. Note the emotional aspect. Air symbolizes intangible motivators and forces from rationality and philosophy to opinions and beliefs. Air integrates the thoughts and emotions that compel and provoke. So it seems like what I'm feeling here is that you have learned to listen more to your own inner values, like your principles, and also opening them up to see things in new ways and new perspectives. So it's like you have aligned your own moral values to the highest good for all, is what I'm feeling. So hope I put them in the right direction. Yes. Okay, so I will do a spread for you called the Lifting Bird, and it starts like this with the situation here, and this is the challenge to this situation. This is how you deal with said challenge, and this is what your intuition is telling you. This is how you are responding to your intuition, and this is what you need to relax and accept. This is the next level. So when you have gone through all this, this is where you will end up, and this is the result. This might be how you will perceive your new level, or what you might have been able to accomplish in your life on this level, okay, or what you will be able to enjoy. Okay, so it's like a lifting bird here, and a mini lifting bird, and from above it kind of shapes a heart. So it's the core essence of you here, and this is your situation. And we have the moon, which is another card of Cancer, okay, and this is one of the 2 moon cards that's in this deck. And we have, it says that things are obscure, you can't really see the reality when the sun is up, daytime, things looks very clear. But if you walk through this kind of landscape when only the moon is up, it will look obscure, it will look different, it will look a little bit frightening. So it seems like you're going through this situation, what I just told you, where you're dealing with your traumas, how you have been mangled by different challenges in this life, in past life, and by different situations and different people. So you're trying to make sense of it all, we can say. And we are being called to go here when we stand in front of big evolutionary steps. So then kind of God calls you into the darkness and say, okay, now you need to become this deep diver and explore what's underneath the surface, what has been there all along that has kind of affected you, but you didn't know it. So it's about getting a deeper knowledge of why we react in a certain way to different peoples and different situations, why we have certain dreams, what is it that we really want to achieve, and things like this. So it's the moment of truth, we can say. Okay, and this is the challenge, and we have the tempest here, which is the devil, and it's a lot of shortcuts that will want to call you in. A shortcut is become bitter and lonely for the rest of your life, because life is just too hard, other people is just too difficult, and life is just too hard to deal with. So that's one thing. Another thing is to actually learn to deal with difficult people and situations. So that's why you are here at this moment, to learn how to deal with this difficulties. I want you to become an expert in this so that you can help humanity and yourself and other people to grow. And this is your response to this. And we have a 4 of trees. So you seem to be a very loyal character that loves beyond measures. And so you love also the people that might not always, other might judge them as not deserving of love because of their behavior. But this also shows a lot of self-love. So to be able to deal with very difficult people and situations, we need to have a lot of self-love, self-respect, to have our inner foundation of knowing that I am good enough, I'm doing my best in all situations, and that is enough. So this is what's kind of left after the Tower. We also saw the 4 of Pentacles together with the 9 of Wands. This is part of this foundation, but this is more luscious. It's less... the other card shows like almost shock effect to you after what you have been through. But here, love starts to grow again, and you start to be able to be tolerant towards people again, even though they might have did you wrong in the past. Okay. And this is what your intuition is telling you, and your intuition telling you that your intuition is sharp. Okay, you can go down to the lake here, and it will almost be like a crystal ball for you. So the High Priestess, she is a girl of high value standards. Sorry for my dog making his bed. It's a person that lives in a temple. People are coming there. This is almost like the princess story, with the princess that's supposed to choose among her suitors. And there comes a lot of princes or disciples to her temple, but most people are being denied. They are not being given access into her paradise garden because they need to have been able to achieve a certain level to be able to enjoy it, to enjoy this kind of paradisic state, or to be in union on an equal level with another person, or to be able to render this much power which the High Priestess gives. So it's also connected to the Justice card and the Judgment card. So it's about having a clear judgment, being able to make decisions and fair decisions and good decisions, that where you actually see the good for everyone from kind of an above perspective. So it's about having integrity and not letting yourself be fooled, and not letting yourself be, taken behind the curtain, like being, how can I say this, like someone trying to deceive you to get back your on the backside of your curtain, maybe. Okay, so you need to be, clear, clear. Okay, and some big mountains shows steep challenges. So it's not over, this challenging thing. It won't be a vacation anytime soon. When you die, you will have a vacation. As long as you're on earth, there's hard work, okay? So it's like being in a video game, and it's like increased speed and difficulty level. And then you fail and you die in the game, then you can rest. You can go and take a tea or coffee and, you know, have another go. But as of now, it's a lot of challenges, but you seem to be stable enough. But it's not over just yet. And here we have the trio of clouds. So this is what will happen, because you want people to succeed. You want them to be able to, you want them to be worthy of you. You want to find your prince or your princess. You want to invite them to your kingdom or your queendom. And it doesn't seem to be people there that can actually, you know, love you in a way that you can accept. So that is what I'm feeling. So the hurt is not that these people doesn't love you enough. The hurt is in they are not being able to live up to your expectations, is what I'm feeling. And yes, we can lower our expectations, and we can have no expectations. That's very, it's great. You usually are not particularly anxious if you don't have high expectations. But also you need high expectations to be able to put a certain pressure on your surrounding, on yourself. For example, if you are a parent and you're teaching your children about life, you need to have expectations on them. So they're going to lay down and cry and, you know, act like a victim, and they want you to save them. And they say, oh, I can't do this, it's too hard. But you need to push them to actually, you know, do the things that they need to grow into being able to do. So they need to evolve and grow and mature to be able to do certain things. And it will be challenging for them, and it will be challenging for the parent standing by and seeing the cry and the tears and the victimization, and how the child might be, you know, really angry with you for asking this of them. But in many cases we still have to. I'm not saying you should have super high requirements of your children to be in certain ways, but certain things are healthy. For example, I had my little son. It was we are celebrating midsummer solstice in Sweden. It's a big thing, and we were eating dinner out on the courtyard, and the courtyard was leaning down towards a road. It wasn't a big road, but it was a road where were going a lot of tractors and motor vehicles and all these kind of things. So very curvy road as well. So he wanted to take his little bicycle down this, because this was a good hill, so he got good speed. He wanted to go down there and drive his little cycle. And I had to, you know, change his direction, so he was actually going downhill towards our stable instead. It wasn't an equally big hill, but it was enough for him. He was just small, maybe 2 or 3 years old. And he was really, really upset with me. And he cried and he cried and he cried. And he went back and was trying to drive down this steep hill towards the road again and again and again and again, and I have to put him on the other road again and again and again, and he cried all the time. But eventually it got through, and he got tired before I got tired, so he didn't steer his bicycle towards the road anymore. And it can be heartbreaking to be in a relationship, even with, you know, a 3-year-old that's maybe 49 or 52. You know, they can be grown up and still act like this. And it's heartbreaking for you, is what I'm feeling. But you still need to have this high standards. Not so high standards so you become anxious. So, for example, we want people to always be in a certain kind of way, and they need to be very polite and this and that and this and that. Sometimes the high standards can be too high, and it's too much a strain on both these other people and ourselves. So we need to put ourselves on a healthy level. People don't have to be in certain ways to please you, but they might have to be in certain ways to be allowed to be with you. That's not the case with children, but maybe with grown-up children, like your wife since 20 years, or your boyfriend, or someone that you expect to be a little bit more mature than a 2 or 3-year-old. And this is what you need to relax and accept, and it's the 10 of trees. So you can't give up the fight, okay? You can't give up the fight. You need to be this strong. You might need to kind of disregard some of your more empathic feelings, where you just want to soften up and open your arms and say, oh, it's all right. Drive down the road if you want to. Probably there will come no cars. I'm joking, of course, but you are not allowed to become weak. So that is what you need to relax and accept. It's not, you're not allowed to lower your standard past a certain bar, okay? And the high priestess will know where this bar is for this a little bit. Devil means rebel, okay? So if someone's rebelling against your rules, okay? And here we have union. So I'm thinking this song that has come for you before, New Rules, with Dua Lipa, is still rules. So, New Rules. I will put that song in the description box for you that are unfamiliar with it. And you know what song it is. So it's still it, okay? It's still what you still need to be strong like this. And this is the union card. It's the union of all the 4 elements into a 5th element, but it's a star with 6 peaks, so it's more pointing to the 6 elements, which I am talking about. We have air, fire, earth, water, and then we have these other elements. This is has to do with geometry. I will go deeper into this some other time. So the harmonization of the elements reveals spectacular beauty, a reminder to love all life and be grateful. Life on this planet is a phenomenal, unlikely confluence of elemental forces. To be a witness, if only for a wink of the universal eye, is both an experience of great pain and ecstatic dance of unrestrained joy. Remember the video game. The union of elements is a map for inner alignment. As creature of this majestic earth, we can reflect its harmony, its song, its majesty. Seek union through moments of gladness, gratitude, and awe. Journey into nature. Be in magnificent places. Go to the earth and listen. It will connect you. So, as a mother in this situation with my son, I didn't break down. I didn't feel like it was a hopeless midsummer eve. I didn't feel like this kid needed to change and be in some other way. It was what it was, and I was happy, and I ate my dinner between running after this little guy. And I remember it as a happy evening. Okay, the sun was up. This boy was so rebellious and so strong, and I was impressed by him, how he continued to rebel and rebel and rebel. And my company at the table was also loving towards all of us that was there. So we don't have to suffer through this. It's just what it is. Okay, a boundary is a boundary. So you don't have to suffer because someone isn't living up to your expectations. You know, either you make them live up to your expectations, like if you are going to be with me, this is the rules. Or if they can't live up to your expectations, you don't have to bother. They can bother someone else. That's not the case with your children again. We have spirit and ether, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether. And spirit is, of course, the divine dimension. Ether is something else. For me, it's about wisdom, hidden knowledge. It's why we are here, basically, to get this knowledge. Okay, and it's a lot of other things too. And this is the result. And we have the 9 of stones. I think it came true also for Capricorn. but that was when I shuffled the cards. So, and I said to them at this point that there's going to be a time when you just are going to have to, you know, be with yourself a little bit, to have this gracious, maybe this is her view, what she's looking at. So she's having a great time. It doesn't seem super funny. And the Nine of Stones is about taking care of yourself. It's connected to the Hermit. So it's about sometimes loneliness or isolation, to not be putting yourself into these super dramatic situations, either not with your body or sometimes not with your mind. For example, we can be happy even if someone is breaking down beside of us because we won't go with what they want, okay? Like a little child wanting some candy in the store or something. We don't have to sink to their level. And I'm thinking also, this is the place where you need to be able to retreat when you have been forced to say no to someone. And so you're going to have to make a place for yourself, like the temple inside of you, or the life that's your temple, where you can enjoy life, even if people have not been able to live up to your expectations. Make your life worth living anyway, you know, without them. And it's almost like waiting, but it's also withdrawing inwardly to a place where you are very strong and in peace and kind of self-sufficient in a way. So that shows a lot of strength, not in the Nine of Wands kind of way. This is more like when you have overcome the shock and been able to start healing and feeling a lot of self-respect for what you have been through, and you know you can take almost anything, whatever challenge, just bring it on. And here we have the Two of Trees. So what I feel here is that you're not super happy with your situation, but you're not going to invite someone into your paradise anyway, not just on a whim, okay? 2-2. This is about holding your horses, standing tall, standing strong, knowing what you require from people that are supposed to be in relationships with you, for example. So don't lower your standard, even if it means that you have to sit out some time alone while you wait for the world maybe to, catch up with you, or for the penny to drop with someone that might need to understand that, well, I'm not allowed back if I'm drinking all weekend and, you know, tipping over the furniture. Strange. I might have to change. Okay. And here we have the Hangman. So it basically is like you're waiting, sitting and waiting for someone to break down. It might be also that it's two people sitting and waiting for the other person to break down. So no one is going to yield in this situation. Not the person that wants to come and tip over your furniture, and not you, because you don't want to have your furniture tipped over. So it's a little bit of a stale, but you can be happy anyway. You know, find a self-contentment, find inner peace, find happiness in the little things. Make life worth living by kind of cleaning up your inner space. Wherever you go, there you are. So deal with what's inside of you. We have also the Moon card here. The Moon card is 18, 1 plus 8, 9. So this is how you deal with the Moon here, by kind of accepting what is, and that things aren't super great at this time, but it's going to get better because you have your standards. So, okay. So I hope this was helpful, and I want to thank you so much for watching this. And if you like my content and want to support my channel, you can do so, but not only by watching, but also liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also click my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. That is keeping my humble revenue up so that I can still free up time to make content for you on this channel. And thank you so much in advance. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving viewers. And your amazing comments make me feel like we are all one. Okay, so until next time, stay blessed, take really good care, and see you soon. Bye-bye.